I have a question. I have a question. What does marriage? See, I just woke up to some bullshit. I'm gonna ask a question. As a matter of fact, I should just put it in the chat. I should have put this. The headliner is: what does marriage mean to you? Seriously, what does marriage mean to you? Because people have this persona that marriage is the most important thing in life. And I'm here to tell you it isn't. God is the most important thing in your life. But just for a fair, decent argument, what does marriage mean to you? What does marriage mean to you? Does it mean, you know, financing, economics? What would it mean? You'd be better off economically, which is not necessarily the case because you keep spending money on dumb shit. And it's well proven. If marriage is so important to a man nowadays, because then again, marriage wasn't so important when you're getting women pregnant all over the fucking place. Um, what does marriage mean to y'all? What does marriage mean to the average Negro here in America? And I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to people who aren't married or brother yet are married, who go on these live streams mainly to acquiesce to some degree the nonsensical, non-existent bullshit that when you're in a marriage, you have a right to lead your woman. You have a right to become that leader. You have a right to become that man, which in a lot of cases it is the case. But I ask you, what are you? But my first question is, what does marriage mean to you? And second, if you want to be that guy, you want to be that leader, what are you leading your woman to? What are you leading your woman to? That's my second question. What are you leading your woman to? Because man always brag about man nowadays always brag about being a leader, being a leader, being a leader, being a leader. I've been married for 15 years. I never bragged about being anything. So what is the bragging rights? I'm not getting it. Maybe somebody can help me out. Maybe somebody can help me out. Why are we? What does being a leader mean? Hmm? What does being a leader mean? Oh, shit, hmm? What does being a leader mean? And what are you leading? What are you leading? Are you leading your woman to a pot of gold, or are you leading to a pit of snakes? Because as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, all you're doing is saying a whole bunch of hocus pocus shit. And I'm gonna kill my children when they wake up. Where, what are we leading? Hmm? The United States government along with the President of the United States, has a stronghold on black people in America. I should have led with this. You often, y'all often who have these platforms that always have these particular topics that you talk about, why do women don't want to follow the leader anymore, don't want to follow the man anymore. We're gonna go over to this dynamic full of people, like, we're gonna go to these white folks and ask them questions. We're gonna go to these Asians or white folks in different countries, and we're going to acquiesce to their ideologies and see if we can build up the black community that way, because the black community is trash, and uh, women are single mothers and this and that and this and the third. And I don't want to have to waste my time, because you already know who's responsible for making a woman, a single woman, a mother, a single mother. We don't want to waste our time doing that. But more importantly, we don't want to waste our time arguing back and forth, because we've heard all these silly talks before. Oh my goodness. I need coffee. We've heard all these silly talks before. But my main question to you is, what is marriage to you? And how can marriage help uh, how can one sustain a relationship in a marriage? How can one sustain a relationship in a marriage if the woman is not happy? If the woman is not spiritually uh, if the woman is not spiritually tacked on to you, what's the point? If she is not, if she's not happy with you, if she is not, uh, if she's not a if she's not a happy camper, period. If you can't make her happy, what's the point? If you're constantly going on and saying, follow the leader, follow the leader, follow the leader, and she can't have her input on anything, and you're just 100% of the time, or even 90% of the time, just, rejecting her um, her opinions about stuff, what's the point? Ooh, this week. This is going to be my favorite week. Second, where are you leading these women? Once again, shouts out to public offender, by the way. And then I know this is all for a click in the view. I could care less about a click in the view, because most of these Negroes don't even watch real content anyway. And they don't want to even have a discussion. It's always an argument about reality. And the reality is that you're losing, because your way, man's way on how the world works, is just, and most of these peoples are cowards, by the way. But how the world, the way of the land works, most of you motherfuckers don't even read your constitution. Most of you don't even know your constitution, let alone the law. So it would be behooving of you to leading your women anywhere, let alone the mall, the gas station. What are you leading your women to? I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. This is not about me. This is about, what is marriage? It's like I said, I hear people all the time mentioning marriage, 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 marriage. People want to get married. Looking at the rate, how things are, I see why people aren't getting married. I see why at the rate that things are going, especially in the black community. And this is not all people. And I don't do stats. I don't do stats. I let the experts do the stat. I just use the eye test. And I go out here and I know who's single and who ain't. I can tell who's single and who ain't. I can tell who's in a relationship. I can tell who's not in a relationship. It's the reaction. It's the reaction of who's play pimping and who's simping. Who's play pimping and who's simping. So what's marriage to you? Why is marriage so important? Because half the time you complain most of the time that your woman is not, you complain half the time that your woman is not into you or she's not obeying you. It's like, wait a minute, obeying. That's when my eyebrows go up, like, obeying. Okay. It's like, I'm the authority figure. She should be following my lead. Following you where? Where? If you can't take advice from a female, who can you take advice from? God? You don't listen to God half the time. So what who you going what makes you think a woman is supposed to listen to you? You don't even listen to God half the time, but yet you have the nerve to pick up a book and say, "There's, according to the Bible, according to the biblical text, in Luke chapter 2, verse 4. Y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. You're supposed to be subject to your husband. And vice versa. You're supposed to be subject to your wife. There's God, there's God, man, and woman. The man is the head. He is the head. He is the head of the household, which means he has most of the responsibilities are due to him because of the heavy lifting, the heavy loads, and most of the bills what he can control. That's what that means. It does not mean that you get to do all that and while having your woman in chains. Does not mean that. Head of the household means you are primarily responsible, unless you don't have a job, then your woman who is doing 50%, 55% of the work anyway, especially when you have kids. Did I forget to mention that? Did I forget to mention that? That when you have kids, your wife or your girlfriend or whoever is doing most of the work. You don't run shit. She does. You do not run shit. She does. Unless you have you have a house that you have bought outright. You pay the bit. You pay the land tax. Did I bother to miss that part too? You pay the land, not the property. You know the difference is? If you pay the land off, the property is owned to you outright. Even though you own the property, even though it's still in your name, they can still take it away from you. Hmm. Own the land, own the property. I would rather buy the land that the house is on, right? I would rather own the land that the house is on and rent or rent to own. See how that works? Most of these dudes don't even read above a sixth grade level. There's no shame in admitting because you have a woman right there. There is no shame in admitting your flaws. That's why you have a woman right there to help guide you into getting you to the next level. If you decide to have, pick a woman with no brains, then that's on you. But needless to say, the average man and the average woman, they get together and they communicate outright what 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 we can do for each other, what the man brings to the table, what the woman brings to the table. But yet you just beat the woman. You just want to just beat the woman up, don't you? And I'm not talking fit. Well, some of you, some trifling bastards, and you just want to put your hands on a woman. I don't condone that, but I'm talking about in a mental sense that the black community is not this because the woman does not want to follow the man. Well, I'm here to ask. I'm here to ask. I'm just here to ask questions. Where are you leading the woman to? Providence, or excuse me, poverty, paradise. Where are you leading her to? A king cannot lead a queen to no castle. That is not in order. You must have yourself in order. You must have yourself in check, yourself in order, yourself in the right position. And there is nothing wrong with a woman uh, clinging to her independence. I'm going to say it again. There's nothing wrong with a woman clinging to her independence. Because nowadays in the market that we are in right now, where things are just so high, it will benefit you more than just for you just being, the man that just pays 100% of everything, which the very small percentage of grown ass men pay for 100% of the bills. Let's just keep it 100. Not everybody can make six figures, and even six figures nowadays, it's like a regular job. So let's knock that shit off. Secondly, as public offender would put it, You're not in charge of your household. She is. While you're away, who? Let me ask you a question. If you're such in charge of your household and leading everything, you're supposed to be the leader. You're on the outside, right? She's on the inside. You want her to cook, clean, and act sexy when you get home, and she's tired from doing XYZ with your children. And also helping with the bills too. And getting everything nice and neat and everything for, you to come home and sit your crazy ass on the couch and not do anything. I'm not saying that a woman should put pictures up of herself or whatever. That's your house. You paid for it, right? You should be able to do whatever you want in your house. But guess what? Just because it's a house, it don't make it a home. Even Luther Vandross said that. Luther Vandross said that in one of his a chair is not a chair if there's no one sitting there. So if you want a good woman, first you have to find one. And nowadays, sorry to say, start asking questions. Communication is key. Communication is key. Damn, I need to redo my hair. I had a I had a woman last night, a guest. Let me start over. I had a guest last night on my channel, and it was very interesting to hear this lady's take on society and what it is right now. People have their own uh, people have their own thing about how society is, and people say that the woman is I don't want to say inferior. I don't want to say that the woman is inferior, but the woman is hot headed. Don't want to follow a man and blah blah blah. Just it's like a woman has a lot to do, and the one thing you don't want to admit is that when your black ass is in jail, or your black ass is doing something stupid, or your black ass is at work doing overtime, or whatever the case may be, you just came back from the military or whatever the case may be, she is holding down the house for you to get comfortable in. And the only thing she asks for is respect. The only thing she asks for is something in return. Or are you gonna, you know, how are you gonna make your woman happy? If your woman is not happy and you've been in and you just got married, that's a problem. But if, let's just say, for example, you've been in a marriage for 8 years, she's not happy. She's tolerated you. It doesn't mean she has a problem. I mean, she doesn't have a problem. It's just a simple fact that she tolerated this relationship. She wants to make this marriage work. But if she is not happy, let me tell you something. Sex don't mean anything. I mean, she can just sit there, she can lay there, open her legs up to you, and let you get your nut off. But if she is not happy, she ain't coming. She she can fake. I could. This is the reason why making making love to your partner is so important. Making love to your partner is so important. The communication. It's not just about physical. It's just not the physicality in it. It's about the communication. It's about the information that you're transferring through. You ain't transferring shit because you ain't made her come. Because she can just lay it. If she is not happy, excuse me, if she is not happy, fam, something is wrong, and you need to sit down, and have a conversation with her. You need to sit down, have a conversation with that woman, and try to figure out what you can do to not just make her happy, but make this marriage last. You got to figure some things out. That's why I ask, what's marriage? Why is marriage so important to you? Because if you're just thinking about sex all day, if you're just thinking about the finances, because we do need finances, then you just need to be single. You just need to be independent. You just need to go ahead and get that job and do what you have to do to obtain independence, obtain independency, to get your money up. Move around if you have to. Move around to Texas, Wyoming, Chicago, New York, LA, doesn't matter. Wherever you get the most money, right? Women can come, women, they ain't going nowhere. Maybe your time wasn't your time. And that's why I asked, why is marriage so important? We just want to just jump into something that we have no clue. We just think finances. We just think economics. It's more to it than that. I could give you I can give you economics. I can give you that. Because two incomes are better than one. I get all that. When it comes to tax time, uh, depending on how you do your taxes, I get it. You get some money back. But at the same time, if you make too much money, guess what? You're not getting shit. You're paying. So I ask you, what's marriage to you? Why is marriage so important? Number two, what makes you this leader what makes you a leader, and where are you leading? What are you leading? Where are you leading? I think this is something that people who don't listen to these big platforms, right? These big platforms who just say the woman should just shut up and get behind thee. I want to give a shout out to the husbands, right? I want to give a shout out to the husbands who are married to their wives, who don't acquiesce to this nonsense on the internet, right? I don't want to call out any names, but there's these dudes that are married, but possibly not even happy in their own marriages. I can just feel it. You're not happy with you're not happy with yourself and you're not happy with your own marriage. Now, if it works for you, now if certain things work for your benefit, then don't listen to me. But uh, most of these dudes that complain all the time, there's only two things: they're not happy in their marriage. Something's going on, because you wouldn't be wasting 5 6 hours, no, 5 or 6 years talking about the same exhausting shit, talking about relationships, man and woman relationships. It's so boring, so tacky. And wonder why people just sit up like this. Now you're gonna get new people. You're gonna get new people coming in and out, right? And they're enjoying all this nonsense. But after a while, there's okay. So women don't want to leave, or excuse me, the woman don't want to get behind the man. Okay, why do we keep talking about the same stuff? We know the deal, man. Let's just move on. No, we're still talking about the same old nonsense, and it works for the algorithm. It just it just works for people who have these big platforms. It works for them, but pretty soon, all that's going to waver. All that's going to trickle down to a very few. It's gonna, you'll wait and see. Of course, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. But every now and then, you have a knucklehead that thinks he knows everything. And don't get me wrong, I don't like too much ignorance from a woman, but she has to get ignorant, then she gonna have to get ignorant. That's just it. That's just the bottom line. I remember some platform that I was watching last night, and paraphrasing, this particular show I was watching on YouTube, they were mainly yapping about men, young men, you know, being in these awkward positions and just disrespectful and yada yada yada. And one knucklehead said, "Well, who led these men? Who raised these men?" So what you're trying to say is a woman, a single mother, raises a boy, and she is capable of raising a good man. She is capable of developing a good person. She's not capable of raising a man. She is capable of raising a good person. There's a difference. Oh, and some of you don't even want to be in your children's lives anyway. So when she is raising these so-called boys and they get to running around and doing some awkward stuff and want to be these flamboyant kids or young adults, and you putting it solely on the woman, where the hell are you? It's partially her fault, but where the hell were you? Where was the man? I don't give a damn if y'all live y'all are separated from each other and y'all live, 15 miles out, you have a responsibility as a man to raise that child. You have a responsibility to raise the child. Stop blaming women for everything. That's my point. Stop blaming women for everything. Just stop. All parties play a part, have a role, and they play a part in our either our victory or our destruction. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. But you want to keep pointing the finger. Fatty, he just wants everybody to remain who they are. If you're a bad guy, remain the bad guy. It doesn't work that way. It don't work that way, fam. But I'll just say this, and I'm gonna go because I got work to do. It's gonna be a long week, and I can't wait because my birthday is coming up. I think I'm gonna go to Prince. I don't like celebrating birthdays because what's a birthday? Birthday only means you your your previous self has gone off, died off, and you're just reborn. You're starting off a new journey, rather. You're just starting off a new journey. That's what a birthday means. You're just starting off a whole new journey. Now, I appreciate the gifts. And if you like to give a gift, a little small contribution to We-On-Loc, that's fine. That's fine. That's great. I don't beg for a lot of things. I don't beg at all. I'm just, if you want to contribute, that's cool. But let me ask you something. What will it take? What will it take for us as a community to stop acquiescing to the same nonsense, moving forward, and just going ahead and playing the field? Playing the field, meaning playing within in your heart of hearts, and just moving around to seeing if this person fits my criteria, or this person is going to be a good fit for a family. 'Cause that's another thing. Y'all keep talking about family, 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 family. And it's like she doesn't want a family. She just wants a career. What's wrong with having a career and a family? This is crazy. This is crazy. So a woman can have a career and have a family at the same time? And I heard Darwin's stupid ass earlier on. Would you give up 90% of your assets to come build me up, build the man up, so he can work his ass off to create to develop his own independence, and uh, 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 get ownership, and create ownership of something, so he can get his stuff up off the ground, and you come work for him as a secretary? Fuck. Why would a woman give up $100 million, of $250,000 a year job for? It's probably more than that. I'm just, I'm just throwing it out there. Why would a woman give up a $250,000 per year job for you? Not, I said that all wrong. Why would a woman? Because I gotta slow down because I'm speeding up. Why would a woman give up her career job as a nurse, as a practitionist, as a nuclear physicist, as a doctor, as a lawyer, or whatever, to for having you to pursue something you should have pursued a long time ago by yourself? And so she can have her independence and you can have her and have your own independence. And when y'all come together and clash, that's equity. Not equity. I mean, you can create some equity. Both of you can create some equity for your children. Both will create some generational wealth and pass it down to your children. That's a that's something that you could do. You just want to be the man and said that I did this because I did this. I created this. Doesn't work that way. We all need each other. I don't know why you listen to these Negroes. I'm just gonna say this one time, and hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. Why you listen to these knuckleheads? Why don't you come onto the We-On-Loc Nation channel, and we can have a conversation, and I can bring some knowledgeable people, somebody who practices common sense for once. Um, why don't we just have a conversation and see if your your ideologies, or not ideologies. I'm not talking about. I'm all over the place. Not ideologies, but I'm trying to think of the word. Um, your ideas matches with her ideas. Let's just see. Let's just see if your ideas matches her ideas, and go on from there. If it don't, then just move on from that. Why do we have to be so hostile? Why do we have to be so hostile in our conversation? And I'm not saying all people who are on these specific platforms, they're not hostile towards women, because they are very respectful. Some of them are very respectful towards women. I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not going to give you that credit. If I have to give you credit, then I have to give the next man credit, which they often don't hold other men accountable. Oops. Did I say something wrong? The people, these so-called good people, don't hold other men accountable. It takes a simp to come up on the platform. It takes a beta, whatever that means, on the platform to tell knuckleheads that this is the reason why you're losing. This is the reason why we're not far ahead and we're always taking steps back. This is the reason why a woman will never follow your lead. This is the reason why this is the reason why that. And he's taking all these PowerPoints and he's putting them in your face. And I mean, I've seen people who often be slick online and say, "What does this look like? And what does that look like?" And he'll tell you, and all of a sudden this person is gay. All of a sudden, if he has a blueprint on how a marriage, how a relationship should work, and it's been working in the detriment for however how long, he's gay. He's gay. He's this. He's that. And it's like, why even have the conversation? If that were me, if I say something, once I said it, and the ignorance starts, I stop. The intelligence stops for me. And I act ignorant for the rest of the time that I'm on that platform. I'm like Eddie Murphy. I'm like Goonie Goo Goo. I don't talk normal. I'm just gonna talk shit the entire time because it's just waste of words and breath. It's waste of intelligence. It's just draining. It's just like I said last night to shouts out to wife the wife school podcast. I hope I didn't butcher that. I said to her, I'm tired. And she said, and this is where black fatigue is real because I'm getting, we're tired. We are very, very tired. It's the same back and forth conversations all day, and you're just tired. Honey, I'm going online. What y'all talking about? Same shit. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. I am good, fam. That's what you should be saying. That's what people should be saying. Is that I am good. I don't want to talk about this crap no more. I'm just gonna roll the dice and hopefully I don't crap out. That's what should happen. But people take chances and people often get sometimes it's good conversation. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes it's good conversation and then the rest of it is just garbage. It's just garbage. So all I'm saying is this. If you're gonna get married, know what you're getting married for. You don't have to marry old and you don't have to marry young. You don't have to marry it within 20. You can marry within 30. You can marry within 40. Hell, you can marry within 50, 50 years of age, 40 years of age, 30 years of age. If you want to marry within your 20s, that's cool. But know what you're getting into. Know what you're getting into and know what you should start mapping out stuff. You should start planning stuff together as a couple. As a couple, because if you don't have kids already, you should be sitting down as a couple, as lovers, as husband and wife. You should be mapping out stuff instead of going online and wasting time with all this nonsense. Start mapping out stuff. If you want to do the one pot rule, if you want to do the one pot thing, if it works to you, it works for you. And he has an account, you have an account. You could put a percentage into one pot. That's cool. Because that percentage that can be grossed into financing a house or whatever. Life insurance. Get life insurance. We got life insurance on our children. They're fine. They're going to be financially fine. They're going to be understand. Well, I'm not worried about it. Life insurance is important. Uh, Sitting down and teaching your kids about the marketplace once they understand and their brains develop to how the market works. Just like they teach you how to write a check in school, in high school, they teach you how to write a check. You should teach them finances or how the marketplace. Get them a little small account, put $100 in it, and have them pick out, you know, what's marketable so they can see what it's like to develop assets. Gotta get this. Gotta get the wealth back, people. Gotta get this generational wealth back. And yes, you do. When you do get money, that money. Ha- I said that all wrong. When you do own a business, that money does have to transfer at least 8 to 12 times. Whites do it, Asians do it. We must learn how to support each other again. Hell, we must learn how to communicate to our women again. And the women must learn how to communicate to men again. I'm not so concerned about all these feminists. I can care less about these feminists. They're over here to me. I put them over there. All these losers online that have absolutely no respect for a black man. I put them over there. We don't have to worry about them. And we know who they are. So ain't no waste of time talking about it. But the ones who really want to work it out, we can have a conversation with these people. Because I seen that Candace Owens crap where she's talking to a whole bunch of thespians. And yes, I did see Priscilla the Hun, aka Princella the Queenmaker. I'll be reviewing that shit soon. Maybe not this week. Man, I don't know. I do not know because it's often the same thing. It's often the same thing. Your universe is not your universe because women are the first person on the universe, which it is somewhat true. But I ask you, if the woman was here on this earth first, then where was the man and when did he get developed? Because you can't have one without the other. And this is where all this mystery shit comes in. I think I think it'll be better if we were to go back to the beginning of how this old thing started. And there is a lot of knowledgeable things. And you can Google some of these things. And if you can't Google it, then you have to go to a particular library and start Googling these things. Some say that evolution is the way, which I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe that the earth is flat. But if you can prove a theory on it, then I'll be able to listen. But right now we're at war. We're at war not only with this government, we're at war with Trump because Trump wants to act dumb. We're at war with ourselves. It's time to start trimming the fat. But you want to rush into something. This is the thing. You want to rush into something. You want to rush the woman into something that both of you don't know anything about. And it doesn't take a rocket science to know if a woman is not happy, that marriage is not going to last long. Trust me, I know. As Flora, I'm just going to throw her name out there. As Flora, She got married to Jay Prince. Jay Prince for president. Some of us know who that is. Their marriage did not last long. Her shit went from a happy face to a telling you, you gotta start asking questions. Start asking some of these questions. Is marriage work? I'm not saying marriage is a bad thing, but you going into it blind, that's gonna hurt you. And that's gonna hurt your finances. Do I love this person enough to take it to the next level? Do I love this woman? Do I cherish this woman? Do I respect this woman to take it to the next level? I'll leave this up to you, fam. I'll leave this up to you.